guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to our nursery. We're gonna be doing some updates in here today because I've been waiting on some things to come in. If you guys remember, like a few months ago, we actually tackled kind of a mini renovation of this area off to the side of our guest bedroom. I think it was kind of like a seating area that they had not used as a seating area anymore, but they had actually put some like storage wardrobe for more wardrobe because our closets upstairs are quite small. But this area was just a storage space for us. So we felt like it was the first step in turning this entire room eventually into the baby's room. And we did a lot. We took out all the cabinetry. We added the beadboard to the wall as like a wainscoting like wall detail, which really added more interest to the space. We painted, obviously. We did this DIY galaxy wall on the ceiling because we wanted to go with a space theme for the baby. And we added the moonlight, which I love, which is just like such a statement piece in here. And brought in some furniture, our crib that has a vintage vibe, and the rocker, which I love, which I wanted to play with a lot of textures and patterns in the space, and I think it came together really well, but we were still waiting on some custom things to come in. So we're gonna do a lot of updates in this little space as we prepare for the baby to arrive. I am officially in my 9th month of pregnancy. We have just under 4 weeks until his due date. Baby and I are doing very, very well. And I figured we should do these updates now before he comes, and also while we are very much still in the process of renovating our kitchen. We're actually in the time where they're building all of our cabinetry, which is incredibly custom and specific and needs a lot of detail work. So they're working on those off-site, and then they're just gonna bring all of our cabinets into the kitchen and install. They're coming along beautifully, and they should be installing them any day now, which is really exciting. So if you missed any of the series of the kitchen renovation, I'll leave it linked for you. I have a whole playlist. You can get caught up before the next episode airs in 2 Sundays. I'll also leave our nursery makeover video linked as well. That was the first part of this. So where we last left off, I measured for custom Roman shades, which we had to have made, which took about 5 to 6 weeks to come in, which we're gonna install today. I really hope they fit. Fingers crossed, or I hope that they look good because it took a long time to get here. These windows are so specific in their sizing that I couldn't find anything that was already pre-made that I could just order for these windows. Specifically the back ones. The back ones are so narrow. And when I thought about the house as a whole, I'd like our window treatments to be cohesive so that it feels like, you know, the whole house has the same kind of like vibe and theme. And I ordered them from the same company that I ordered the ones downstairs in our formal living room from, which is 2 Pages online. And I have a link for you guys if you're interested in their products at all, and a little bit of a discount that I'll leave in the description box for you. So this is my first experience with their Roman shades. I really like the fabric because the fabric is the same that we used downstairs and really went with the coloring. Just neutral, really went with the coloring of the room, and it has the pull down. I like the mechanism a lot, and we did blackout so that we can really darken this space if we need to for the baby. I have a little hook here, and they pull down, and they're so nice. There is one downfall to these that I kind of knew going into it that would be a downfall, which is there's nothing to finish out the top of the Roman shades. I think this makes most sense if you're able to put your Roman shades inside the window, but ours weren't deep enough. You need like 2 to 2.5 inches on the inside of your window to put Roman shades inside. Otherwise, they have to go outside of the window. I wish that they offered kind of like a valance, a little cover, you know, that's made out of the same fabric that you can put around so you don't see that. So we're gonna have to do a remedy for that for sure, but we'll see what they look like. These curtains didn't come with any instructions on how to put them up, but they come with all the tools to do it. So it's fairly straightforward. There's like little clips. So that's obvious. This clips on here, like that. And then there's the brackets as well. Our windows are a little bit weird. I think I'm gonna hang the side ones differently than the back because we have this like box that comes out here, which is kind of stopping me from using the bracket. So I think I'm just gonna screw these into the ceiling right here. It's gonna be perfect because this is solid. Yeah. See, I don't like seeing those things. I could paint them blue, like the same color as the wall, and they would disappear. Or because it's just Velcro's on. I covered it too. See the sides? That does not look custom to me. You know what I mean? Like that does not look good. Like we just need a little piece. Comes like that and goes back to cover the same like width of that plastic piece. We need to build it. Ideally it would be made out of the same fabric, but they don't offer the fabric itself, like just to get some of this. So you can't use a different fabric. We could do something out of wood and stain it or paint it. Let's put it all up and then we'll find a solution for it because I don't like that at all. Up. Let's see how dark they get even with the space on the side with the blackout option. Not too bad. I mean, it's pretty dark. I mean, I think it's dark enough in here, but you can still see, you see around the window because that's space. I'll of course want to keep them all at the same same level where they're not down. Okay, the next thing I really want to add is a light. I've been looking for a light for this space for a while and I cannot find one I like. This was my original inspiration for what I wanted. And I needed it on the shorter side because, you know, this ceiling kind of slopes back. And I've looked at flea markets, estate sales, I've looked online. I can't find anything quite like this in the right size that I need. So we have two options for lights that I already had. I have two that I took out of the kitchen when we started doing the renovation. We were gonna reuse them in the kitchen, but they're too small. So we had that as an option and I tried it up here when we decided not to use them in the kitchen and I didn't love it. It didn't fit, it wasn't what I really wanted. It felt too dining room like. Or we have this one. This one we took out of Romeo's office. Definitely more French, maybe more feminine. If we took the crystals off, it might help with the feminine look. It might dull it down a little bit. And we could paint it or something. I don't know. Let's see what this looks like. It hang right about here. Is it too feminine? I just don't know. Obviously, Romeo didn't like it for his office. We made it more like industrial, masculine in there. I honestly feel like the lighter color, this like off-white color, looks kind of good with the lighter furniture. Like, I was thinking maybe painting it like a brassy, like an antique brass color like this. But honestly, because the ceilings are so dark, it is not bad. Okay, let's see what it looks like with the crystals off. This was actually a fixture that was already in the house when we bought it. It was already in that room and the other room in there. And there's a crystal light in this room already in the guest bedroom part. So it kind of like ties the two spaces together. What do we think now? I don't know, I'm kind of into it. I kind of really like it. I am glad that when I took the light down in the other room, it had extra wire like this because I'm gonna need it. Because I kind of have to swag it over. So I think I have some chain outside and hopefully some spray paint that matches this one. So I have this chain in my stash that matches the gauge, kind of like the sizing of the chain that was already on the light. And I have this almond gloss spray paint, which I feel like even though it's glossy, this is gonna be like a really comparable color and might be even exact. So I'm gonna put on a big safety mask and spray paint the chain so that we can kind of extend the wires and make it look more polished. The color is so similar to the light, so we definitely nailed it. I already had the supplies. So now we need to take all this off so that we can weave the chain onto it. Weaving through every other link. So glad that this light had more wire. So now we can kind of, you know, swag it kind of back like that. Roman's here, he's gonna put it all together so that we can kind of put like a hook or something a little further back so that I can hang it right in the exact place that I want it. Obviously we don't want it to hang it too low because we want to be able to walk freely underneath it and stuff, but taking off the crystals I think help a lot. Do you like it better without the crystals? A little bit better? Okay, so let's try. Yeah, see, this is where it would hang if it was just from the fixture where the hard wire is. So I want it to swag back. Right there. Like. Okay. Yeah, it gives a lot more light. This was the perfect size light, and I know it's more French, but it kind of makes it tie into our house maybe a little bit. Yeah. I don't mind it. I like it, but I like this.
And we're reusing it too. So.
And we're reusing it free.
Yeah. For my room.
It was free, yeah. So these are the curtains that are the same as the Roman shades we just did in the nursery, but they're the ones in our living room. And obviously they're tall, long panels, right? Like tall, long panels. Well, something that's always bothered me about these as well is that when it turns back at the top, it doesn't quite cover the, maybe like the infusing that they put at the top to make it stronger so that it holds on the hooks. And it's white, pure white, and you can really see them. But if they would have just continued the fabric a little more, it would have closed it off. What if I solve this problem and the problem with the Roman shades upstairs by cutting a piece off, bringing it back to here and re-hemming it so it would look the same as this. Thank gosh I went to fashion school so I know how to hem. It would look exactly the same, but it would cover that white spot and I would have the fabric to use for the valance on the Roman shades. Okay, well now we gotta cut my curtains. Okay, so I got my fabric piece and I've kind of measured and I think that this is gonna be plenty, but if not, I can do the same thing to the other panel because we can fix that one too, but this is enough, I'll kind of stop here. And I don't want this to be super heavy of a valance. I just wanna be able to put it up there with ease and have it like kind of like secured up there with ease. So I'm just gonna use foam core. So I got this like presentation board. You can get foam core really anywhere. We're just gonna cut it to the exact size that we need. I'm only gonna make it about 3 inches. And I need 2 at 22 inches wide and 2 at 40 inches. So I got our pieces all cut, and then there's little pieces on the end, the wings, I'm calling them, to kind of go back to the wall. So the valance will look like that when it's all on. So I'm just gonna lay it down onto my fabric, and actually use this adhesive. I picked this up at Joann's. It's an Odive 303 high performance permanent adhesive. It says it's for wood, metal, fabric, leather, acrylic, paper, cardboard, felt, and more. Just like a crafting adhesive, and see if we need anything stronger than that, like, I don't know, maybe hot glue or something like that. I did it. I hope it fit. I measured like 3 times. Outside, sides, inside ain't too pretty. I mean, you have to kind of wrap the fabric. If you want to make the inside of something look really good, I could have come back with like another piece of fabric. I don't think we need to do that. It's on the inside. So, okay, let's see. Oh, the covering, that looks good. I mean, so much better. Seeing the plastic parts was really aggravating me. And it matches, same fabric, and it covers the sides. So, oh, we did it. We made a valance. It wasn't that hard. And it's super lightweight. So now we just need to figure out the best way to attach it. I'm thinking I could glue it to the plastic part on the sides, like glue the 2 sides, or I could put some like 3M Velcro. I don't have very many, so I think I'm gonna cut them into smaller sizes. Another thing that the nursery is missing is a changing table and storage of some kind. There's absolutely no storage in this part. Of course, we have the closet, and the closet would be all his for like overstock of like diapers and his clothes and things like that. But we need a surface and a changing table. So I had this dresser that used to be in our primary bedroom that I desperately wanted to use and repurpose into the space, but it was just too big. And I found the most beautiful cabinet from the Rose Bowl Flea Market. It has the same coloring as the one that we have downstairs in the entryway, so it's further tying like our home together. I try and incorporate elements like that as much as I can so that the whole house feels really cohesive. I fell in love with this little cabinet, and the hardware is beautiful. The color of it is beautiful. Pretty much the perfect size for the space. So when we brought it home, we actually tried it in this space right here. And where it does fit widthways and it's fine. It felt so cramped. Like it was just kind of like, there's so many pieces in here. So instead, we're thinking it fits better over here between the 2 doors. So this is where you go out to the house. This is the door to the closet. So it's in the same space. And literally from changing table to crib is 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. That's the distance. So it's still in the same space. It's just in the part of the guest bedroom that isn't painted or really designed all the way, so it looks a little disjointed. We'll get to that eventually, but I felt like it was gonna be perfect here, and I love it. It fits perfectly here. We could hang a piece of art here and then stock the drawers and underneath with all of the changing table things. I have these little storage containers that we could use to kind of keep everything organized. we can attach this on top. I can get like one of the covers for it, but I feel like we'll use it so much more if we can just clean it easily, and then we can secure it to the top of the cabinet. I would love to put like little shelves, but I wouldn't want to put anything above him, so that doesn't make sense. I could put a piece of art that I could secure to the wall. Few options. I have actually 2 of these, they're mates. I could hang 1 and 1, but I feel like it's too much. It's like too close. The frames stick out a little bit. I'm obviously not gonna have anything space themed. I don't have any space themed art, but I was trying to find ones in my stash that were more like blue-green. I actually love the idea of a mirror here, a mirror in this room. He can see his reflection, you know, kind of like, I feel like that would be cute. I have this one that doesn't have a home. I had this in our dining room. I love this mirror. It has like the darker wood, which picks up the darker wood in the ladder from the nursery. Let me just put it on this nail so we can see what it looks like. It won't be where it needs to go, but we can see it. I really like the mirror. I also have this one that my mom painted that is more blue, like icy. You know, may go with the theme of the nursery a little bit better. It's a little smaller. Get Romeo's opinion, and then we'll put up what we decide. Okay, we've both decided on the mirror. We think it's like kind of nice to have the mirror in here. Going to hang it with a nail for now and get some 3M strip tape and like stick it to the wall so it like never moves. And it's super safe over this. I love that mirror so much. A few more things that we'd like to add in here is some kind of table over here so that we could set things down, like, you know, the bottle or something for us to drink while we're rocking him, or up here. And I had this little, I think it's actually probably a vintage plant stand. It's just a small little side table. I thought it was like the perfect height to go here. And then we can put like a little lamp, you know, so that we don't have all these lights on all the time. I saw this one at Ikea and I thought it was really nice. It had like a little bit of a vintage traditional kind of look to it. It had like a pleated shade. So besides maybe like a poof or a little ottoman, you know, kind of in the center for our feet when we're up here, the nursery's complete. We are ready for baby boy. It's stocked. It's got everything that it needs. Some of the things that will eventually be in here are actually downstairs, like our baby camera, like the shusher and things. So because we have a bedside bassinet for a little bit after the baby is born. So that stuff will migrate up here, obviously, when he's up here a little bit more often. So I hope you guys enjoyed this update video. Definitely a huge improvement DIYing the valances for the Roman shades. It makes it look so much more polished. So if you're gonna get the Roman shades and you have to do them on the outside of your windows, do that. I'm really excited to see what they can accomplish in the next 2 weeks on the kitchen so that you guys can see another episode in 2 Sundays. And of course, I have my vlog channel for more behind the scenes of things that we've been buying for the kitchen. You guys can come shopping with me over there on my vlog channel. And I will see you guys really soon for another video. Bye guys.